Son of a bitch.
Groovy.
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my discussion about clowns in horror films, or scary clowns in films or TV or what have you. I gotta tell you right off the hop, I know that there are a lot of people who are afraid of clowns, or at least there's reportedly a lot of people. I have never met anybody in my personal life that have told me that they're afraid of clowns, but you know, people say that that's the case, and from what I understand, it's fairly widespread. I've never understood it. There's nothing about a clown that freaks me out inherently, but whatever, everybody has their foibles, and then that's just not one of mine. There's things that I'm freaked out by that maybe other people wouldn't be, and that's immaterial really. But because of the inherent fear of clowns that seem to be in society, it has been a trope that has popped up in films and TV over the years to great effect in some cases, and I want to kind of hit at some of the greatest hits for me personally, or at least the ones that are most notable. And right off the hop, when I think of horror clowns, I always come to Pennywise. I mean, the Tim Curry performance in the original It miniseries was absolutely the highlight of that miniseries that has now become a film that's been released as a film on DVD and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he absolutely kills it. I just love his performance. I love how there are all these moments where he comes off like this really kind of welcoming character and fun and fearless and free and fancy free, and where he's trying to bring people in, and he he's talking to them and like, hey, come and have this balloon and all that stuff, and he comes off very likable. And all of a sudden, the switch is turned off, and all of a sudden there's this demon creature coming out of him that is deadly and wants to kill. And it's very, very effective, and Tim Curry, I think, does a marvelous job of portraying both aspects of that character. And then, I mean, for me, the moment that I always think of when I think of Pennywise is the moment at the beginning of the film with him at the sewer, where he's talking to Richie and he's kind of trying to get him to come down, and that whole scene. I mean, it's such a great introduction for him, and you so want to protect Richie, which is why it's so effective. It's just such a great introduction of a character, and it's so great. And I gotta tell you, for years I thought of him as that nobody else would ever be able to play that character, and then they put out the trailer for the new It movie that is not out at the time of this recording, and I saw the trailer and I was like, oh man, is that creepy. I mean, right off the hop, getting the goosebumps, and the hairs standing up on my arm, and just absolutely costing me. Just seems so freaky. And yeah, you're only getting a few like scattered shots of them, but they look so effective and scary, and I cannot wait to see this film. Like I said, I thought Tim Curry was going to be the definitive performance, but I mean, it looks so creepy, and like where you have the moment where the head's popping out of the water of Pennywise is just so scary looking, and just and I feel like, and I haven't seen the film yet, but I feel like it's going to surpass Tim Curry's performance, and it's hard for me to say because I've always loved Tim Curry's performance, and it will always have a place in my heart, but I feel like it's going to be knocked out of the park by the new one. And there's another set of clowns that kind of applies to that I'll be talking about later. But before I get to that, there's the clowns from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and this is absolutely a cult classic film, and there's so many people who love it, but I gotta tell you personally, it just didn't really work for me. I didn't find it funny. I thought the effects of the clowns, the looks of the clowns, was the absolute highlight of the film, but it just really never did it for me. So I wanted to touch on it, and so that people didn't feel like I completely missed out on it or whatever, but just didn't work for me. And when it's an indie film, and when talking about indie film clowns, there's another indie film that I watched not too long ago called Stitches that had this clown that was the whole story was basically the clown gets killed at a party, and he comes back years later to seek revenge on the kids involved in his death. And I thought the clown from it was very, not it the movie, but the clown from Stitches was very effective and freaky. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think it was a lot of fun. And then when I think of the other scary clowns, one of the ones that immediately comes to my head is Zombie Clown, which is from Zombieland. You barely see it, but when it shows up, it's just really kind of seared into your brain, because seeing a clown as a zombie is just so freaky, and to me so effective, and it absolutely makes it stand out. And then you have the Poltergeist clown doll that is one of the creepiest scenes in that movie, where you have the kid who sees the doll in the corner of its room and then looks back and it's gone, and he looks under the bed, and when he gets up, the doll's right there, and the neck, its arm wraps around its neck and it's trying to kill it. But it's such a creepy scene, and the idea of, this kid has this doll of a clown that lives in his room, and he has this affection for it, you would assume, and then have it come to life to try to kill him. I mean, that is pretty freaky. And when I was talking earlier about a clown that I felt like was surpassed by a later performance, but I have all the affection in the world, I was talking about the Joker. The Jack Nicholson's Joker will always hold a place in my heart, and he's the killer clown, and I will always love his performance, and he's so much fun, and I love the spirit of the performance, and Tim Burton absolutely kills it for me. But there's no doubting the fact that Heath Ledger just knocked his performance out of the park. It's just not even in the same ballpark. I mean, he just is absolutely incredible performance in that movie. So scary and awesome, and like, there's just every single piece of dialogue is given, he's just completely fulfills it, and it's so well thought out, such a complete character. It's just amazing. And then they put out the Jared Leto Joker from Suicide Squad, and I gotta tell you, I enjoyed the performance, but not even remotely as much as I did either of the two that came before it. So when it's funny, when I talk about Suicide Squad, the movie itself, I'll defend the character of the Joker in that film, but when I look at it in the context of the other two, I really can't so much. And then there's another movie that a lot of people haven't seen called To Catch a Killer, that is about the people who took down John Wayne Gacy. And you see Brian Dennehy is the guy who gives the performance as John Wayne Gacy, and there's moments where he is dressed up as a clown at a hospital, and it's so unnerving because you have this real life serial killer who really did do this. He would do hospitals, and he played with the kids and all that kind of stuff, and then at night he was this murderous just bastard, and to see that on film is very, very effective and freaky. And then another clown that absolutely will come to most people's minds very quickly is Captain Spaulding from the Rob Zombie films, House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and probably others. And to me, Captain Spaulding is 100,000% the highlight of those films. I liked The Devil's Rejects. I hated House of a Thousand Corpses, but in both films, I really found him to be a lot of fun. He's just absolutely demonic and freaky, and just relishes the torturing of people. And to see that performance coming out of him, and he's just one of a group of people that are doing it. But I thought it was super duper effective. And at the same time as there's this history of these clowns in films, there are a couple from TV that absolutely jump out of my mind as well. There was a clown in a recent season of American Horror Story that was just so creepy, where it was the way that they had its mouth, like, so creepy, just looking at him, and like, it was, if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. It just blows, and then it's like a mask of the mouth, and when it comes off, And another clown in TV, the killer clown, scary clown that I'll always remember, is the clown bed from The Simpsons. I mean, it's not actually scary, but it really made a mark on me. I will always remember that moment, where Bart is absolutely terrified of it, and then where he's got like the rotating thing where he keeps seeing the clown, and it's so effective. And for me, it is the earliest example of what is a scary clown in TV or film. So I had to throw a mention in there. So I mean, that's just some of the mishmash of some of the most memorable clowns in film to me that I thought were worthy of talking about briefly. And this video, I think, does really give you an idea that there is real history of clowns being freaky on film, and I find that to be very, very fascinating and effective. And there's a reason why that's the case, and it's really, really entertaining, and I cannot wait for the new It film. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comment section below if there was a clown you think I should have talked about, if one of these clowns was your favorite, if one of them sucked, whatever. Other than that, please hit that like button, hit that share button. That way other people can maybe find out this video exists and check it out, and let me know what they think about clowns in films. And if you haven't done it yet, or you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you can come check out my other videos and give me your thoughts on them, because I love talking films with people, and I'd love you to be one of them. And beyond that, have yourself a good day.